Mix of guys, obviously, different years of draft picks. Maybe just with some of the guys who were drafted last year, like McLeod and Bouchard. Tell me a little bit about the steps you feel they took last year and where they need to go now.
Yeah, well, let's start with Evan. Evan had a very good year in London. Went to the World Juniors, which is what we expected him to do. Had a good playoff with London. Then really, he got a little bit of experience in Bakersfield, which was great, which Ryan McLeod did too. And I think those little steps are very important, and they've got a taste of now of pro hockey at a high level. Those games, I don't know if you guys saw some of the games that they participated in against Colorado and Colorado and San Diego were very, very good, hard games. So they both took steps. Ryan got traded midseason to Saginaw, had a great playoff run with Saginaw. So we'll all be watching and see where they go. Big summer ahead of them, and then it all starts for real in the fall.
Scott, it seems like the name out there with all the fans now is Sam Marukov. I mean, has he shocked even you people as to how far he's come, considering where he's from?
Well, what he did in the second half was I didn't expect it. It seems like they traded a player out of Guelph named Ryan Merkley, who was taking a lot of the power play time at the defensive spot. And Dimitri we all saw him have a real strong World Juniors, and he just took off from there and he became a dominant player. That's how I would categorize him as in the second half in the playoffs. So it was a little bit surprising. The offense I didn't see coming this quickly. And I'm not sure that's going to be, that's not what we're going to be looking for necessarily next year. That he's going to be a dominant offensive player. But he's got it in him. He proved it.
So you see him more as just the defensemen always want to say I'm a two-way player rather than say, all offense.
Well, I see him as a two-way player. And in our progression since we've drafted him, we asked him to really concentrate on being a good defender. And he did that. And he bought into that. Eventually he bought into that. It took a while, but he's okay. I realize now if I defend well, that's going to get me to the next level and keep me there. But the offense came right after that. So it's kind of, and it's often how I think it works in life is you forget about the one thing that you're worried about, and then it comes later on. It just came to him, and we're really pleased with his progress.
Third round pick because he didn't play defense. Why was he a third round pick?
Well, I think there was a little bit unknown. I think.
In fact, he's Russian.
No, I think there was some unknown. I think his draft year, he was a little bit uneven. He played well at the under-18s. That's where we moved him up on our list because we saw him play in the under-18s and had a very strong tournament. So I think there was a bit of an uneven performance, maybe a little bit unknown.
When it comes to Broberg, you guys mentioned on the weekend that Hamilton has the CHL rights.
Yeah.
Is it a priority for you guys to have him play in North America and get accustomed to more of that style of game?
I think it's premature to think about that right now. We've talked to him about it. For me, the first thing that has to happen is the player has to want to come over. He has to be open to it, because I think if you force a European player that's not mentally ready or mentally focused on coming over, it's not going to work. Well, the good news is Philip is open to it, and he's willing to discuss it. So we're going to have that discussion with him throughout the summer, and we'll probably have to come to a decision here in the next month or so. He'll be at the World Junior Showcase in Plymouth with the World Junior team, and I would think we'll have a decision here in the next little while.
You would suspect that he might ask Boquist maybe how he liked it playing in the.
Yeah, that would be a real good person to talk to.
He wasn't going to come over Boquist, and then all of a sudden he London and his rights.
Yeah. So I mean, that would be a really good person to talk to. But every situation, every player is different. Philip's practicing with the men's team in Skellefteå, a great program, playing with men. I guess the caveat there is you don't know how much he's going to play, and it's when they can tell him he's going to play, 20 minutes a game or 18 minutes a game against men, but it's pro hockey in Sweden, so you can't guarantee that. We do know that if he comes to Hamilton, he's going to play lots of hockey.
Well, would Adam Larson be able to tell him how much he would play in Skellefteå because he was a
No,
player?
it's different. It's different. We have Philip Berglund there.
Yeah.
And it's a great program. I mean, it'd be terrific. If you told me he was going to play 20 minutes a night in Skellefteå, that'd be hard to beat. But those are the things we'll have to discuss and try and figure out.
The Russian goalie can't come because he's got a contract with his team there.
Well,
He's
no.
already in Vancouver. I just wonder why he wouldn't come here.
Yeah, he had a flight out at 6 o'clock that night, and he had to get back and start training. It just became too complicated. He didn't have his equipment here, so it just became too complicated for him to stay and participate.
When you're talking to these players who are with their junior teams and you want to sort of tell them what you're looking for from them, how much of an impact do you have without kind of stepping on the toes of the team that they're with?
Yeah, well, you're always in communication with the coach to make sure the message is the same.
Yeah.
And most of the coaches are really sincere and interested in hearing what the NHL team's message is. So you're consistent. But I never had an issue in the 2 years I've been doing it. I've never had an issue with a coach, telling something different to a player and trying to override a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't always go how everybody wants it to go, and you've got to deal with those issues. But as far as the consistent messaging, it's never been a problem.
So that's something you're watching very closely over the course of the year, like, Evan, this is what we're looking for from you, and then a month later, you want to see that.
Yeah. We sit down before the season, and we go through exactly where the player thinks his game is, where we think his game is, where he has to improve. And we usually give him 2 or 3 things to improve upon, and we're talking about that constantly. For Evan, it was retrievals. We wanted them to get back quicker to the puck. We wanted them to become better in battles. So those were the things that he had to work on, and he did, and he became better. He certainly became better in battles. I was really impressed with his physical ability to push people off the puck, and because he's a skilled player, right? I mean, we notice him when he has the puck, but he did a lot of good things without the puck last year.
The guys you invite on tryouts, why those guys over somebody else? Like, did they make a call to you, or you got a couple of guys here on tryouts?
Yeah, the German player was a call to us, and
Like, because he knows Leon, or is that
no, it
Leon?
was. I don't think it had anything to do with Leon. I think it was a call to us that we thought it'd be a good idea to bring him in. And Ward was just a player at Nebraska Omaha that we liked, that we wanted to bring in and have a look at. But we wanted to keep it smaller. We've got 21 players here. Some teams bring in 40, 45 with a lot of free agents. We just didn't want to do that for this camp.
So Kesserling, is he going to college now?
He's going to Northeastern.
Okay, for the first year?
Yes.
Did he go back? Okay.
Yeah, he was in the USHL last year, got traded, and ended up in Fargo, which was a very good experience for him. His game took off, and now he's going to Northeastern. And it's going to be a challenge for Michael to make sure he's one of the top 6 in Northeastern. It's a very good program now.
The French kid who was at Providence.
Desharnais.
Did you not signing him, or what's going on?
We're still talking about that, so we're in discussions with his agents about what we want to do.
Out the door. Hockey, the goalie.
Hockey, we're not going to sign. We've
Because
informed
you
him that.
have
We have too many goalies.
Even though he played good in college,
He had a-
was that a tough call?
He had a good year, yeah. But we just don't have the spot. We just don't have the spot and the contract space to give him an NHL contract.
So is it Blumel and Missouri who are buddies from?
That's
South?
right.
Did you know that one?
No,
Okay.
no, I phoned Blumel, and he was in the Czech Republic, and I told him he'd drafted. He already knew, of course. This was about a half hour after the pick. And yeah, I'm with all my friends, and I sort of threw it out. Well, do you want to come to development camp? Yes, get me on a plane right away. And then I phoned Missouri like, an hour later, and he's the same way. So I was delighted. They both said, yes, I want to come right away, right now, get me on a plane.
Now, Missouri, he's been in North America for a while because he goes to that prep school.
Yes, yeah.
So his English and stuff is.
Both of their English is really good. They both speak it really fluently and understand it.
And your goaltenders between Skinner and Wells, it looked like they were just alternating them down there as to which goalie is the backup. Is it Shane?
Yeah,
You still see it right now?
It's a balancing act. Shane took a step this year, became a number 1 goalie in the AHL. And we knew that the other 2 would rotate going in, and you want to get them playing. So they played a lot in Wichita, but you don't want one guy sitting in Bakersfield, so it was a rotation. And I'm not sure how it's going to work next year. It may be the same type of thing.